Hello gentlemen, today I'm going to break down 5 tips for you that are going to help you improve on defense in Madden 25. But just a heads up, the first tip of the video is actually something I posted on Twitter yesterday. So I'm going to post a link to my account in the description as well as the comment section so you guys can go follow me. I post daily tips there, some of which I don't even share on YouTube. So you're definitely missing out on some content. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. And then the last thing I want to mention is that we're going to be dropping the first defensive ebook of the year tonight. So if you're a member of acemadden.com, be on the lookout for that. This one is going to help you out tremendously in getting more stops. And with that being said, let's get into the breakdown. What's up guys? Today I'm going to show you how to improve your flat zone so you can better defend the sideline against things like corner routes. So typically to defend the deep sideline, you want to set your flats to 30. And what I'm going to do is demonstrate what 30-yard flats do by default. So let's go ahead and have a look. Let's come out in a Tampa 2, call a corner route, and we'll go ahead and set up our play on offense. And I'm just going to show blitz just to demonstrate something. So we have 30-yard cloud flats on the outside. Now look what happens. You're going to see that the cloud flat on the outside drops pretty slowly and does allow corner routes to get over the top. So he's not actually reaching his 30-yard depth. Watch what he does. He basically keeps his eyes on the quarterback the entire time and slow drops. It's also worth mentioning that this pressed cloud flat is not going to get a jam animation, so this guy on the outside just gets a free release. And because we're dropping so slowly, he allows the cover 2 hole shot to our streak. So to prevent this from happening, we only have to make one adjustment, and that is going to be hitting Y or triangle, and then right stick down for underneath. That shades our coverage underneath, turns the cloud flats into hard flats. And now what you're going to see is that he is going to sprint back, defend the cover 2 hole shot, and the corner route. So you might be wondering why it works like this, and the answer is, who knows? That's just the way the game is. It's the way it's coded. But this allows us to play press hard flats or press flats and get back and defend the sideline. Also, you don't have to do it out of a cover 2. You can do it out of a cover 3, cover 4, whatever coverage you want, as long as you have hard flats on the field. So shade your coverage down, turn these curl flats into hard flats, and what you're going to see is we are going to get our hard flat back to defend this corner route. But just a heads up, whenever you shade your coverage down, you're not only affecting your flat zones, but also your yellow zones. So your hook zones are going to be playing a little bit more shallow. So watch how they behave against these drags. They're going to bite down on them, but they're also going to get behind. And if you don't want that to happen, you're going to have to either zone drop them or come out in a play that has stock hard flats. Tip number 2 is mix up what you're doing on defense. And that includes mixing up your coverages, how many players you're sending at the quarterback, who you're using. It's something that a lot of people don't do. They kind of do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. In a game where defensive stops are hard to come by, you can't do that. You have to mix things up. So I'm going to show you an example. So right now we're in 3-4 odd. I'm base aligned and show blitz. That's how I get this look. And this is just a very intimidating front. We have 7 players mugged up, just ready to get after the quarterback. Now, just because you have this look does not mean you have to blitz. You can play just the standard 4-man rush and be effective. So they're going to be thinking blitz maybe, and they might even block the running back. And if they do, that's a win for us because that's one less player we have to cover. So let's snap the ball. You're going to see we just have a standard 4-man rush, and the pressure is okay. You know, you're not getting a free rusher at the quarterback. Somebody's going to have to shed. But at the same time, we're giving them a pressure look, and then we're backing out into coverage. So I would say if you're going to do this, you don't want to send 3 at the quarterback most of the time because you want to be able to switch stick. In this case, send 4 and then use your switch stick. Now, I used this guy over here. But let's say we audible to a cover 3 and then we run the same look with the show blitz. Well, now we have a completely different look. And what we can do is this. We can user somebody else. We can maybe user this guy over here. And all we have to do is, check to see if the slot receiver is running a streak, and if he's not, then we can play the flats. So let's just have a look. Is he running a streak? He's not. We just play over here. So mix up how many you're sending at the quarterback. You don't always have to blitz. Definitely make a conscious effort to mix up your blitzes and your coverage, and then mix up where you're playing with your user. That actually messes up a ton of people whenever they see a user in an area they didn't expect. Now, what you can also do with switch stick is, like, for instance, user this guy right here and do this, use right stick, and then let him go and take control of another zone defender. And what that'll do is just make your opponent hold the ball just a split second longer, and that can be very beneficial to getting a sack or generating a turnover. Tip number 3 is you can shade your hook zones to play wheel routes from the tight end and the running back. So I'm going to demonstrate this with gun bunch verticals because this has one of the best routes of all time for attacking between a hook zone and a flat zone. So let's have a look. You're going to see that flat zone goes outside with the outside wheel route, and the hook zone just doesn't really play it because he goes up with the crosser. And yes, they hit us, but we still got a completion of almost 15 yards. And it's a very easy throw, and there's not much you can do about it with computer defenders if you don't have a vert hook from your slot cornerback. But I do have a solution for you if you want to take away this tight end wheel and still be in a coverage like cover 4 drop or cover 3, because if you don't do anything about it, it's going to be wide open every single time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shell blitz, get my safeties a little bit closer to the bunch side, but then I'm going to hit Y or triangle and then right stick to the right, and that's going to shade our coverage outside. And now notice the difference between how the hook zone played before and how he plays now. Let's go to instant replay. You're going to see that the hook zone goes outside immediately to play this wheel. So a lot of people don't know that about shading coverage. They typically think it's just for man coverage, but no, you can actually shade your zones, and he plays this perfectly. Tip number 4 is if you want to prevent the cover 2 hole shot, which is the throw along the sideline, then you don't want to use deep halves, you want to use thirds on your safeties. So let me go ahead and just break this down for you, because I'm sure some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you pay attention to B on the right side, you're going to see that there's this throw right here against cover 2 oftentimes, because what's happening is this safety can't get over there because there's somebody distracting him. So in this case, it's the slot receiver. He's running a seam. It's keeping the safety squeezed towards the middle of the field, and that allows this throw along the sideline, and that can be a one-play touchdown. Now, the guy on the outside was in a hard flat, not in a cloud flat, but what you're going to see is if we shade coverage up, you're going to see oftentimes it's still going to be a good throw. So he gets pushed outside here. In that case, it's still a wide open throw, and it's just kind of problematic. But what you're going to notice is if you double tap Y to open your secondary menu, and then let's click RB, which is our right side safety, you're going to see that we only have outside third to the left. So these are going to be the stock adjustments that the game is giving us for this formation. So if you want to gain access to all of the thirds, so you can just put thirds on both sides, you need to check your formation for a safeties package. Sometimes it'll be called like FS1 inside or something along those lines. Just check your safeties packages. In this case, it's a strong safety swap. That's going to give us access to these additional adjustments for our safeties. So let's double tap Y now, and then let's do RB. And now what you're going to see is we have outside third right, we have deep half right, outside third left, middle third. We have all of the new adjustments. So now we can use those additional coverage adjustments to turn our Tampa 2 into a Tampa 3, and we can protect the sideline a little bit better with these thirds. So what I'm going to do now is shade my coverage up, turn it into a cloud flat on the outside, and this should protect the sideline much better. I'm actually unsure if this is going to completely take it away. So he still gets bumped outside, and this is technically open, but he got hit immediately. And I do have a solution for this specific case where that was technically open. So what we're going to do in this case, like if let's say somebody's actually completing a pass like that on you, you would turn your outside cornerback into a soft squat. So I double tapped Y and then B and then left stick to the right for soft squat. And this is going to match to that guy. And now it's just definitely not open. Soft squat plays him on his own, and you're going to have additional safety help with that outside third. And then for tip number 5, whenever you're defending against a shotgun run and you want to blow it up in the backfield, typically speaking, the best thing to do is come out in a set like 3-4 odd, or dollar, or I guess it's called dime 3-2 now, or penny, any 3 down lineman set, and then shifting away from the running back and crashing up. So let's go ahead and shift to the right because the running back's on the left. So D-pad left, and then left stick to the right. That's going to shift our defensive line away from the running back. And then D-pad left, and then right stick up for slant outside. And that is going to give us a window to shoot into the backfield with the linebacker on the same side as the running back, just right down here, and then hit him with a hit stick and hopefully get that ball loose. So do it again. You're going to see it's consistent, just like that. And it's very easy to do. Just go to practice mode and get it down. and check to see if your formation can even do it to begin with. Again, it's going to be easier to do with a 3 down lineman set. I'm currently in cover 4 drop, but you can do this out of really any play. I'll change it up. We're in Tampa 2 now. It's going to be the same thing, just like that.